Hello again to our Porsche 914 barn find restoration. This week we have a shout out going out to our friends over at 9motoring.com. They have quite a few articles for you to read all about Porsche, and in the future you might even find an article about the car we're restoring today. Last week we found this beautiful outer rocker we decided to repair. We cut it out with a sawzall, drilled out all the spot welds, and had this pretty sight to look at. Then I cut that nasty chunk of the floor out and decided to make a template. The template was as close to as original as possible. I tried to include most of the factory bends, including the bend that actually holds the jack support. This is also the bottom where the seat runner support goes, so I attached it from original location. As you can see, everything lines up. Now that we have this welded in, I had to grind down all the welds. I like to use a buffing disc. The buffing disc allows to have smoother welds and doesn't heat the metal up as fast as you're grinding. Next I use some seam sealer. This was all along the welds. That's just in case any water gets to the welds. Now that we have that, we have our jack support to weld in. I'm not going to weld that in yet. I'm going to wait until a later date. Now we have to make a template for the flange. And a flange template. I like to use a little bit of cold weld anywhere I can see that I can get to. I had to make a template for the unibody hole that we found. After some blacksmithing, it actually fit quite well. Made some tack welds and got to the welding. Any seam welds that I can do comfortably, I like to use a TIG welder. It's just my preference. Some people prefer MIG. The floor underneath, I had to use a MIG for sure. This again is a nice job from a buffing disc. Hopefully by next week we receive our outer rocker. Feel free to like and subscribe. We'll see you next week. We have a special episode coming up.